After 9 days of rain, a family seeking refuge finds hope from a poor man offering his home. Paterno Esmaquel reports.
Marikina resident Julia Raha sees the city as a cold, uncaring place. She didn't expect to find help here or anywhere. When the nearby Tumana River rose due to continuous rain, it was a poor family that sheltered her along with her 6 children.
Ay mga bata nga niloloko, naglolokohan eh. May mga malalaking bahay dyan. Ano kaya, katok tayo, sabi katok tayo din sa malalaking bahay. Ano ka, lalabas yan. Kung gusto niya tumulong, lalabas yan sila. Ayun nga, yun sila. Yung taga rito, yung nag-open sa kasanin.
Tapos yung taga rito pa yun?
Ayun, syempre, siguro yung talagang kapwa mo pareho din na sitwasyon.
The man who opened his doors to them is Alan Mateo. He lives in Sitio Payong, a poor village in the middle of posh enclaves like La Vista and Loyola Grand Villas. His house is not a mansion, but is big enough to help strangers shivering in the rain.
Actually, nakita ko talaga sila. Naawa ako sa mga bata. Dahil mga giniginaw yung bata, walang mga damit, basa sila.
Mateo is active in church and considers it a duty to help others despite his own poverty.
Kasi hindi ko na inisip yun eh, na gano'n, yung mahirap na nga, tutulong pa sa iba. Hindi, kahit mahirap, hindi ko naiisip yung gano'n eh. Pareho-pareho naman tayong mahihirap, di magtulungan na lang din kung ano yung meron dyan.
Like the family he entertained, up to 260,000 persons remained displaced by the monsoon rain that flooded Metro Manila for over 3 days. Thousands of volunteers also come to their aid, like 12,000 Bilibid inmates who skipped a meal to donate food to flood victims. While tragedy hits both the rich and poor, bayanihan or the spirit of community knows no class. Paterno Esmaquel, Rappler, Manila.
President Aquino is not waiting for congressional action on the pending reproductive health bill. In the proposed 2013 national budget, he allocates 2.54 billion pesos for his family health and responsible parenting program. House Deputy Speaker and Quezon Representative Lorenzo Erintanyado III says the funding is included in the 56 billion peso budget of the Department of Health next year. He clarifies the allocation is not connected with the aggressive push for the RH bill in Congress. Malacanang submitted its budget for approval to Congress in July. Alleged members of a drug syndicate ambushed soldiers patrolling in Mindanao State University in Marawi City Wednesday. 3 soldiers are killed and 10 wounded in the attack. School authorities say at least 20 students are hurt in the crossfire. Colonel Daniel Lucero of the Army's 103rd Brigade says the soldiers were responding to shots at the campus when they were ambushed. In Maguindanao Sunday night, the Army suffered attacks from the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters. The attack spawned rumors of all-out war in Mindanao. Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao Acting Governor Mujib Hataman asks the public to double-check facts before spreading news on social media. Philex Mining Corporation says the closure of its copper gold mine in Benguet will impact its full-year earnings. In a statement, the company says it expects to lose 220 million pesos for every month that the Padcal mine remains closed. Philex Chairman Manuel Pangilinan says experts estimate operations would be suspended for 5 months. On August 1, the government ordered the Padcal mine closed after waste leaked from its tailings pond. The spill was contained on August 4. Philex is also facing fines for the waste leak and cleanup costs. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 5, amazing, never happened in my life. That's how a 23-year-old security guard describes the snow which fell in South Africa on August 7th. Enough snow to close several border crossings and the main highway linking Johannesburg to Durban, Africa's busiest port, for several hours. Still on the weather at number 6, an expanding drought across the central United States is moving, and no wonder. A July heat wave wilted crops, dried up rivers, and fueled wildfires. Now it goes into the records as the hottest single month the continental U.S. has ever had. This is according to the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. The average temperature was 77.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 25.33 degrees Celsius. 2012 is turning out to be the hottest of any year on record. And at number 9, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says it's time to start planning for the day after the fall of the Syrian regime of President Bashar al-Assad. Clinton says, quote, "The intensity of the fighting in Aleppo, the defections really point out how imperative it is that we come together and work towards a good transition plan to prevent sectarian violence." Clinton's scheduled to hold emergency talks on Syria this weekend. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Only one athlete is left carrying the Philippine flag at the London Olympics. Still in the running is BMX biker Daniel Caluwag, who will compete in the third heat of the quarterfinals Thursday at 10 p.m. Manila time. Of the 4 heats, only the best 2 bikers per heat advance to the semifinals. The Philippines' long jumper Maristela Torres is out after a dismal performance that saw her jump significantly less than her personal best. Runner Rene Herrera finished last in the qualification round at the 42nd spot, ending his Olympic bid. Australian Communications Minister Stephen Conroy hits Facebook for failing to immediately take down a racist page. The page stereotypes Aboriginal people as hopeless petrol-sniffing drunks. An online petition against the page gets nearly 18,000 supporters Thursday. In a statement to an Australian newspaper, Facebook reportedly says, "We don't have anything to share on this, but if that changes, we'll let you know." Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which presents 8 moods. You click on one of the 8 and your vote is pulled together on the back end onto Rappler's Mood Navigator. If you take a look, yesterday the mood was sad, driven by the rains and the flooding. That rains were still pouring at this time last night. Now, an interesting change. Today, most people are inspired, driven by 3 stories. Disaster and the wisdom of crowd about collective action on social media, 89% inspired. The New York Times piece, Manila is sad but spirit remarkable, 77% inspired. And you know things are getting better when Filipinos are joking. The Filipino spirit is waterproof, 90% inspired. These stories pushing us ahead. Today, most people are inspired. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Thursday, August 9, 2012. You cannot keep the Filipino spirit down. Visit Rappler.com, watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.